Hello everyone. Today we will discuss the margin, padding, display, width, height properties. We will find out why they are needed and what is the difference between margin and padding. Before you start watching, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. It's help in the development of the channel. Well, let's get started. I as usual created a new project with null style CSS. I talked about this in previous video. The link to the video will be in the tips. So let's create markup. For example, tag P with some text. For example, we see it. And now we just go to our style file and just create a border for better visibility. For example, like this. And the first properties that we will discuss, it will be padding. Padding is used to create space around an element's content inside of any different borders. We can write it like this. Padding, and for example, set 20 pixels. And see the result that in the element we have padding 20 pixels in height, left, bottom, right. For example, we can set padding like this. For example, 10 and 0. It will be like this. Top and bottom will be 10 pixel and left and right will be 0 pixel. Or we just can set padding like this. For example, it will be like this. In the top will be 10 pixel, right 0, bottom 0, left 0. The first value is top, the second value is right, the third value is bottom, and fourth value is left. For example, if we set here 20 pixel, it left will be 20 pixel and top will be 20 pixel. For example, if we set here some pixels, it will be in the bottom because it's a short element. And if we set some pixel for two elements value, it will be right. For example, like this. So padding is used to create space around an element's content inside any defined borders. You see it. You can text padding like this. For example, padding top 20 and padding left 20 and padding bottom 40 and padding right 10. For example, like this. This the same. These lines and these lines. But as usual, it's right like this because it's more comfortable and you need to use 4 lines to set the size. For example, if you need to set just one side of, for example, top or bottom, you just can use like this. But in the practice, in the most of cases, uses this. So it was a padding. And then the next property what I wanna show you today, it will be margin. For example, 20. Actually, we see the difference that margin are used to create space around elements outside any different borders. Padding, it's inside of any different borders, and margin, it's outside different borders. For example, we set margin 20, and in the top, uh, right, bottom, left, it's 20 pixels. For example, we can text margin like padding. We can text 4 sides or just 2 sides or just margin top. It will be only top or just margin left 40 pixels. It will be left 40 and top 20. So the difference, it's like I said, I repeat again, the padding to use to create space around an element's content inside of any different borders, and margin are used to create space around elements outside any different borders. The next properties that I want to show you, it's will be display. Display is in the most important CSS property for controlling layouts. The display property specify if how an element is displayed. Every HTML element has a default display of value depending on what type of elements it is. This default display value for most elements is block or online. So, for example, we have tag P. It has default display block because it's block element. If we have a span element, span, for example, and we take some text 20, it will be for span by default display will be inline because it's a tag span. For example, tag A, it will be display inline too. There exist different displays. It can be flex, it can be inline block, and it can be grid. And about this we told in the future videos. And now I just explain the difference between displaying inline and block. I said it in previous video, but I said again that, for example, these elements in a block content occupies all place, and this just part of the place. The element that has display inline doesn't have a margin. They have only paddings. So it's very important to know. So the next property that I want to show you, it's will be width and height. Width and height its property are used to set the height and width of elements. For example, we just can width these blocks, for example, like this, and height for example, and you see that width and height of these blocks are changed. And there exist max width and mean width and mean height, max height. This property I use to set the max or mean width of element or height element that will be. So in this video I will show you what is different between margin padding, what is width and height, what is display, and the difference between it block and inline. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, put likes, leave comments. It helps to promote the channel and motivate me to release more video on YouTube.